Hello, what's up everyone? So this is the first weekend of 2018. I wish everyone a very happy and a successful 2018. So this video is going to focus on 20 confirmed new car launches for India in 2018. And we are going to start off with the all new generation Audi A8. And this car is going to be focusing to compete with the S-Class and the BMW 7 Series. After that, we have another car from the Audi stable, which is the all-new, again an all-new, not a facelift, Q5. And this is going to be competing in that 50 to 60 lakh ex-showroom segment, which will be heading on against the GLE and the X3. And speaking of X3, BMW has lined up an all-new version, not an LCI, but an all-new new generation X3, which is scheduled to launch in 2018 again. And this should again fight up against the Q5 as well as the GLE. Next up from BMW is again, it's a modification of the 5 Series platform, which is the 6 Series GT. It is actually a 5 GT, and again confusion of nomenclature has been created to push up the pricing. So this is the new generation 5 Series GT, but renamed as the 6 GT. So this should be interesting. Right, moving on to Ford. But before we move on to the Ford, I would like to say that the names I'm taking are not actually based on the timelines of launches, but they have been laid out alphabetically. So don't be confused with that. So yes, Ford has lined up the Mustang facelift. This is one car which I'm personally also looking forward to, because my 3 Series, the 328i F30 is crossed the 5-year mark. I was thinking to replace it with something equally or maybe more powerful definitely. I will ask Ford if they can provide a manual transmission, because anyway it's a CVU. So this should be interesting. If they do give me a manual transmission, I will definitely be upgrading the 328i F30 to a manual Mustang, not an automatic. But another car from the Ford stable is the Figo Cross. This is one ugly duckling, to be honest. I genuinely I own a Figo. Looking at this Figo Cross, this is a product born out of market research and market demand, and it's a typical, unnecessary product. It is going to flop. So, but still, I had to mention it because it's scheduled to launch this year. Moving on, we have Hyundai, and this is the Creta facelift we are talking about. This is like, I think the Creta was launched in the Indian market around 2015. So around 3 years from now, it is a good time to give a facelift, especially we have competition from the Compass. But however, this facelift, you can see that the major work has gone into the grille and headlight integration, and this should be the major change in the Creta facelift. Next up is the Honda stable. We have the CR-V, which is scheduled to launch. This is an all-new generation CR-V which will be coming in. I believe it is the 5th generation, and for the first time it is going to be launched with a 1.6 diesel as an option. Another car from Honda stable is the Amaze facelift. Yes, this is going to be going on competing with the extremely successful Swift Desire, and it's going to have a tough time. Next up is the Jeep Renegade. Looking at the way Jeep Compass has been successful in India, it's doing really well. The Renegade is, I predict, a definite success for Jeep, and it will be, it's too early to predict the pricing, but I believe it will be competing with the Duster and the Terrano. In that segment, should be around 12 lakhs odd. Next up is one SUV from the Jaguar stable, which is the E-Pace. I think this is one car which looks good on big rims. I don't think this car will be coming in with these huge rims in the Indian market, so it will definitely not be as glamorous as the F-Pace. But when it is launched, it should be competing with the GLA, the X1, and the Volvo SUV, which is going to launch, which I'll mention later on. Okay, moving on. Another SUV, but this time it's a super SUV, and we are talking about the Lamborghini Urus, or the Urus. I don't know how it is called, but this is one car, one SUV, which everyone is excited about. And as far as the news go, 2018 lot allotted for India is already sold out. So any of the viewers who would want to buy the Urus will have to wait for 2019 allotment. Okay, so the next up is a mass market car for a change, and it is the Maruti Swift. I believe this is the third generation in India of Swift, and looking at the Desire's success in India, this should definitely give good volumes and contribute to the outstanding sales of Maruti in India. Well, coming to the flip side of outstanding sales is the Outlander, which is from the Mitsubishi stable, which is scheduled to launch in 2018. They need to price it really aggressively, probably under 20 lakhs to get notice, but I don't really think they will. Okay, next up is another SUV from the Mitsubishi stable, and this is the Pajero Sport. This is an all-new generation and is going to compete with the Toyota Fortuner and the Ford Endeavour. Okay, so the next up is the Porsche Cayenne, and this is an all-new new generation version, and is scheduled to launch probably at the Auto Expo. I'm not really sure, but definitely in 2018. So it's a confirmed launch. Next up is the Range Rover Velar. I think it is the most beautiful looking SUV ever made by Range Rover, and it has already been announced. The pricing starts from around 78x showroom, but that is for the 2-liter petrol. 3-liter diesel, the 6-cylinder models, and those are priced above 1 crore. Moving on to Skoda. Skoda, we have the Karoq coming in. This is basically a Yeti which has been renamed, and I believe it's a good product. But Skoda has always been a gamble to buy with the service point of view. I think they are improving. They are genuinely trying, the top management, but it will still take time to get that faith back in the Indian market. Next up is one brand which Indian people love giving their trust to, which is the Toyota. And this car I had mentioned in my last year's 2017 cars lineup as well, but it did not launch. I am thinking and positively it should launch this year. It is the Vios, and this Vios is in not a new generation which will launch, but it is a facelift version. Finally, the last car which is scheduled to launch as a confirmed launch for 2018 is the Volvo XC40. This is an excellent looking product. Volvo designs have really been wonderful, to say the least, especially their interiors. They are spot on, and this XC40 is a product which is going to be positioned opposite the GLA, the X1 and the E-Pace when it is launched. So these are all the 20 confirmed car launches for the Indian market in 2018. But I did want to special mention 5 more cars which may launch, which I am not really sure. Starting off with the Audi A7. This is an all-new generation which was recently revealed, and I'm not really sure whether Audi is ready to launch this in the Indian market. They may also wait for the Mercedes-Benz CLS, the 3rd generation version, if it is launched in the 2018 time frame. So probably Audi might bring this launch forward. Another product which I want to mention, which is may or may not launch this year, is the Honda Civic. So it's high time they should launch it. I don't know why they're waiting. Alright, next up is a larger hatchback by Tata, which should compete with the Baleno, and this may launch this year. I'm not really sure. Another product which I'm not sure whether it will launch this year or not is the Land Rover based SUV by Tata, and this should be in that 20 lakh price range, and this is a Land Rover Discovery Sport platform SUV. So this is one transition which will be really good to look forward to by Tata. So these are all the cars which I thought are worthy enough to be mentioned, which may launch in 2018, and previously we saw the 20 new cars which are confirmed for launch in 2018. Well, that's it for this video. I would really thank you all for watching, and stay tuned as we are having a lot more content lined up for 2018, be it the Project T46 Part 3 and more video reviews which are also coming in. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye.